Hi everybody, it's Cindy here with Stampin' Creations. So I have decided just to record this video for today, just because I don't trust the internet. It is a little bit wet and gross here today in southwestern Ontario, so just to be on the safe side, I thought it would be a good idea just so that there doesn't cause any frustration and that kind of thing. But I still will be posting this video onto YouTube like normal, where you will be finding it. I am going to ask that you subscribe to my channel as well as share it with your friends and family. Okay, so let's get started. And I know I gave you some measurements of what you needed. So this card was actually an inspiration from this one. So I found this card when I was going through some older cards and I fell in love with it. So we're going to do that type of a layout. So this is what I told you you needed. I told you you needed a card base. Okay, so just your standard card base. You needed a piece of solid cardstock. So this piece you want it to be light because we're going to stamp on it. This piece you want it to be 3.5 by 3.5. This piece is 3.25 by 3.25. I told you you needed 5 pieces of designer series paper at 1 inch by 1 inch. And then this is going to be 2 inches by 2 inches. This is going to be 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. So I love this card because it is a fantastic card for using up scraps. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take your card base and you're going to take this 3.5 by 3.5 piece and you're actually just going to glue this right onto your card base. Okay, so I am using the Tombow adhesive here. You'll see I'm using that quite often now. Just because I have so much of it here. So your glue of preference. So I am just gluing this towards the top. I want to leave the bottom here because I want to stamp my sentiment there. So I'm going to glue that down, and then I'm going to take my 3.25 by 3.25 piece, and I'm going to glue this one down on top of this 3.5 by 3.5. Okay, not looking too crazy fancy right now, right? So then I'm going to take my 5 pieces of designer series paper and I'm going to start to determine how I want these to lay out. So these are just little bits that I had left over from the event that I did recently. So I'm going to go about there. Now these are just going to fit, okay? So there's not a lot of room between the pieces, and that is intentional. So I'm going to go this way, and I think I'll use this side. So once I get this laid down, then I can kind of decide where I want things moved, that kind of thing. Okay, then this is going to go on top here. So maybe you want to glue this piece down first, just so then you can situate the rest of your colors, and then we're going to stamp on that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue down my cherry cobbler piece. So this piece can be any color you want it to be. And I am leaving just a little bit of a border there, just so you can see the very vanilla underneath. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start to adhere my designer series pieces. Okay, so I'm going to line this one up with that. And again, remembering these have to be snug, but there is a little gap in between them, maybe an 1/8, I would say. I don't know, is that an 1/8? In between there, so lining them up. And then this one will go here. So depending on the paper that you're using, your card might look a wee bit different. So I'm going to use the back of this. So you'll notice that some of these I'm using just the front and the back. Okay, like that. I want this piece here. Great way to use up those 1 inch by 1 inch pieces that you don't really know what to do. So I'm just lining them all up somewhat evenly. Would be nice. Okay, so now this piece here, I'm actually going to bring in my Christmas light stamp set, which is the one that matches with this Lights Aglow. And I'm actually think I'm going to use this snowflake here on mine. I don't even know if I have it put together. I don't. That's embarrassing. Okay, so it's the only stamp I don't have assembled, which is fine. So you've seen me do this before. So I take the backing off my sticker. I take my backing off my stamp. Now this one is going to be a problem because it's overcut. And then I just do the matchup game. Okay. All right. So now if I bring in my stamp, I can do this one in Evening Evergreen. So this is just my snowflake. I'm just worried because I've overstamped on that. That's okay. Okay, so now this is going to go here. Just pretty plain Jane. I could actually bring in some of these smaller ones here if I wanted. But then what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually bring in the Brightest Glow, which is the stamp set coordinates with the Lights Aglow. This is all the same suite. This is just the words, and it has the, oh, there's dies that go with this that I just realized I am missing. I hope they're in here. I hope. Yeah, it might be. Okay. Because there's dies that coordinate with this one. I just had this at an event this past weekend, so I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, my Cherry Cobbler ink is out yonder, so I'm going to just grab an old ink Cherry Cobbler. Because my good Cherry Cobbler is out in the room. So I'm going to use Merry Christmas on this one. I don't use Merry Christmas very often on my cards anymore because a lot of people don't like it very, oh, I forgot to glue that down. See how it's not very bright because this is an old ink pad, but for me, that's okay. I'm going to glue this down, and what I'll probably do is bring in some bling to put on there. Okay, so that would be my first card. Okay. All right. Now, my second card I'm going to do is a white card base. Now, this is not thick white, and it probably should have been. I'm going to use my red. Something on my hands. My white. And then my pieces, right? Okay, so let's get gluing. So this is going to go in the center. I'm using real red for this one. So this one I'm going to actually use what is this one called? It's Merriest Moments. It's a carryover from last year, and I actually forgot that it was still current. I thought it was retired. So I have not been using it, which I could have been. So I thought this would be a great card to use this for. So Merriest Moments has an embossing folder that goes with it. That is like a 3D one, but it also has dies. So I'm going to glue that one down first. Then I'm going to come in with my Designer Series paper and decide how do I want these to go. So I'm going to do this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one here. I feel like I want... Okay, so that's how I'm going to make this fly. So again, I'm just using scraps from my scrap drawer. So I didn't cut any fresh paper for this. I literally just grabbed what I had. But this is all from the same paper pack. So you're going to see that I've used the front and the back of these papers. And that's the intent, is that you're going to be using up just those little bits of paper that you already have cut. We don't want to be cutting full pieces of 12 by 12 or even any of your Love It Chop It. But the Love It Chop It pieces that you would have left over, this would be a great way to use those little bits up from your Love It Chop It's. Because of course in Love It Chop It we throw nothing out, right? We keep everything for Love It Chop It, which is really, really awesome. Okay, there we go. And then for this one, I'm going to use maybe this bigger, this will go off the page, but that's okay. That's kind of what I want. I'm going to just move this one out of the way here for a second. I'm going to use this poinsettia, and I'm going to do this one in real red, keeping with the real red coloring. And I'm going to do this. And actually, if I do it right, it doesn't go off the page. There we go. And I don't believe that one has a center. So what I'm going to actually do, there are hollies I can put on here. I'm going to put a rhinestone in there though, or a jewel of some kind. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue this one down. Like that. Okay, and then in the Shaded Spruce again, just to bring in some of this green color, I'm going to use Season's Greetings on this one. And this is a long sentiment, so I think this will look nice on here. And again, I'll bring in some jewels to dress this up. And you can see how quick this comes together and how awesome it is, because again, it's using up your scraps, right? So that's what we want. I'm going to put that about there, like that. Okay, so there's my second card. Now, of course, I can add ribbon. I can do all sorts of crazy things to that. But just for simplicity's sake and to get this done, I thought I would just leave it nice and simple. Okay, so now the last card I'm going to do is not going to be a Christmas card or holiday card. So, and I'm going to do this in Daffodil Delight in Bobby Blue. And I'm using the Awash and Beauty paper and stamp set for this one. So, here we go. So if you have ever, if you've never watched my videos before, I hope you're enjoying this, because I love to show you different ways to use up your scraps. Because I think we all have scraps and we just don't know what to do with them, but we just don't want to throw them out, right? So I think it's fantastic that we have these. Okay, so now this paper I'm using is the Awash and Beauty, and some of it is very florally printed. Some of it is not. Some of it you just see the back parts of it. So we'll see how we can arrange this one. So I was going to do this one, this one maybe, and then this one here. Keep it like that, possibly. So if you're doing this with a printed paper, yeah, you want to be very cautious that your patterns don't look kind of weird, but I could have just done it all in this pink color. So you just want to pick your paper maybe a little bit better. I was going to do the Cottage Rose one for this because I thought that would look really pretty. But I have tons of this Awash and Beauty paper that we did for Love It Chop It, so I thought, why not? Let's use that one. So again, just want to make sure that move those up. It's really just getting your placement is probably the worst part of this card. But once you get that placement, you can see how quickly these come together. So you could really fire off a lot of these cards in a hurry and have them ready. If you don't want to actually stamp your sentiment until you're done, you could totally do that. So for this one here, I'm going to use the Awash and Beauty, and I think I'm going to use this flower here. Maybe this one, but I think this one. So let's see what we can do here. This flower here. This one, I was thinking about doing this one in Mary Merlot. I can't remember if my Mary Merlot is... It's going to be bigger than my paper. I think I'm okay with that. I think it looks better when it goes off the page than it being too small, personally. But I'm really inking that up only because I don't think my Mary Merlot is very juicy. This might be okay. I'm just going to hold it there for a second. Yep, beautiful. Okay, so then this is going to come in here. Again, I could add my bling. I could pop this up. I can do a million different things. Okay, maybe not a million, but lots of different things. I'm going to glue this on here. And then I need to do my sentiment. So for my sentiment, I'm actually going to be doing this Go-To Greetings, which I absolutely love. I love these big fonts. And I would love to do a happy birthday with this one. I realized as I was getting ready for my fundraiser that I don't have a lot of happy birthday or get well cards. Lots of thank you cards, but not as many of the others. Okay, so I am doing this in Mary Merlot. I'm trying to see where the center is, to be quite honest, but oh shoot, and I overstamped. I just pushed it too hard. Okay, so pretend that's not there. I can actually fix that by putting a white piece of paper over that. But that would be, you maybe can't see, I just pushed too hard. I knew I did that. But anyway, you see how beautiful this font is. Okay, so let's look at the 3 cards that I just made. I can't find, oh, here it is. I can't find the first one. So this one, I probably would do a bigger image there. You can add ribbon to this too, right? I'm going to put a gem in there. And then there's my third one. So in 17 minutes and 39 seconds, I have completed 3 very simple cards. So of course, you can do the insides, you can add ribbon, any embellishments that you'd like, that kind of thing. So I probably will add those to the video after. I just want to get the video done and get it uploaded for you so that you don't miss out on it. So I hope you enjoyed those cards. I would ask that you please take a few minutes and try those cards out and let me know what you think. And I do have another really great card for you planned for next week. So hoping we can go live. I know it's Halloween. I know there's lots of trick-or-treaters out there today. So hopefully you have an opportunity to watch this after your little goblins have left. But again, please subscribe to the channel so that you're aware of when the new videos are uploaded, and be sure to share this with your friends. Okay? Thanks everybody for joining me. I hope you're having a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.